welcome to Peaked. We are back. My name's Frank. This is my co-host JP.
What's up, y'all?
Today's guest is a good friend of mine, Mat Edgar.
Thank you.
Homie,
Brother.
comedian, wrestler, wrestling fan, stoner, former door guy.
Former skater
You used to skate?
in middle school.
Oh yeah, me too.
Me too, bro.
What was the best thing you ever did in skateboarding? Coolest trick?
I was able to ride off of a curb.
We're talking the big leagues.
Yeah, that was a big moment for me.
Fucking Tony Hawk over
Yeah,
here.
dog. Fucking, yeah.
I was able to, and I probably did it once, but I successfully kick flipped off of a lunch table.
Holy shit.
That's sick.
So didn't get sponsors, and then I got over it.
What was the worst injury you've ever had?
I mean, I rolled my ankles too many times to remember.
I remember I was on a scooter and I was coming down a big hill, and it was in Alum Rock. It was a park in San Jose, and I fell, and I'm pretty sure I fractured my arm, and I went home and I showed my dad, and we didn't go to the hospital. So you can actually see. So it's like, so this is.
Oh, I do see it.
So like this is fine, right? This is fine, but this one, like right, you could just feel it's like a weird. It's not as flat.
Right
here.
That's just, bad parenting. I see it.
Like this is clearly
Clearly, somebody doesn't love you.
Yeah, like see, flat,
Right.
a little raised.
I actually, you asked me the worst injury. I forgot that I sustained a horrible skateboard injury this year.
Really?
The beginning of the year. Actually, December into the year. It took a month to heal.
What happened?
I got my girlfriend a skateboard for Christmas, and I was trying to show her how to use it. And she basically found out how not to use it. I did one of those falls where, like it slides out from underneath you, and I tried to catch myself like this.
So were you falling back, or were you
falling back?
Oh, and then
so
you
I was trying to save my tailbone because I've had some tailbone injury from it before. So I kind of knew, but I forgot that, and like a good month in a sling. It was horrible, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing is like there gets to a point where, especially the age I'm at now, where it's like this weighs more than this.
Can't do push-ups.
It used to be back in the day where like this was like this can handle all of this. Now it's like, oh shit, if I'm falling down, I better grab something, or I better like hold on to someone else as I'm going down. This
you can't rely on yourself.
I can't rely on my hands to stop myself.
Right. Yeah. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, getting old's great. All right, so before we get into this. We will get into these. So these are amazing edibles from Punch. These are 10 milligram malt balls. These are peanut butter. Each one's 10. Eat as many as you like.
Okay. Right now, is that what this podcast is?
Yeah.
You just make me eat shit?
Yeah, we start off with however you want.
Is this Fear Factor?
That's Weed Factor, dog. Weed Factor. Fear weed, bro.
I feel like you guys are bullying me into eating these drugs.
I mean, do you want to do all of them?
No. What podcast do you think this is, man?
Do you do edibles? Are you a big edibles guy? No.
I'm really not.
Oh, okay. Then do one. You're good.
Oh, really? 10 milligrams
Do
each.
one.
So it's up to whatever you're comfortable
I'll do
with,
another one in a few minutes. We'll see.
That's the thing is they taste so good.
Yeah.
I know, you can forget.
Exactly. And that's what always happens.
Right.
Is they're so delicious you forget.
They have like a
Don
strawberry
Barris
one.
wound up in the hospital because of that.
Really?
Yeah, he took this was years ago, but I think he had popcorn. And just a few of them would get you to the hospital. Forgot he was high. Like he forgot that he thought he was dying, totally forgot that he had been eating popcorn.
Oh my God.
That's wild. And that's like hard to dose too, because it's just coated with it.
We'll fire it up. We'll start this one up.
Shit.
Let me show you how to do it.
You guys are making me do a lot of things for a guest.
Oh yeah. Dude, this is what this whole podcast is.
Welcome to our show.
It's like I do everything. Is this my podcast?
Yeah, you just get really high.
All right.
It'll,
How does this work? Yeah.
So I hit it twice. I push the button twice for you. It'll buzz again when it's ready. So when it buzzes, you can just inhale right off the top.
All right.
Yeah. And you don't have to hit it like a huge bong. You know what I mean? You can,
Okay.
Just kind
you
of
can
slowly.
enjoy it. Sip
Thanks, man.
slowly, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna rip the shit out of this.
Yeah, that's fucking what Jackie Gold did when she first got here. And like by the end of the podcast, she was like, "I'm not high. Let's do the heavier ones." And we're like, "All right." And then an hour later, she called us and was like, "Can you drive me home?"
Like, where are you? I'm home.
No, she was 2 blocks away. She made it 2 blocks
shit.
away. Thank you to our sponsors, PUFFCO.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a ride home.
It's just first round, bro.
Yeah, this isn't even the first round.
Every time I hang with you guys together, I can't even remember.
That's a problem.
I can't even remember the last time we hung out together. You guys are animals.
I've heard that multiple times. Well, I was talking to Sandy, or no, I was talking to Sandro about you and edibles, and it was great. He was like, JP's a beast when it comes to edibles. Because people think I'm crazy at the store doing 100, 150. Then I'm like, JP's doing 5, 6.
Jesus.
I ate 500 before this.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm just going to eat mushrooms.
Yeah. So I'll eat mushrooms and a couple 100 milligrams.
Oh, dude. Are you like, so you with mushrooms, I don't like to mix too many other things with it. I like the pure
I have to be stoned when I do mushrooms.
Well, I will smoke a joint, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm not used to edibles.
It depends on the amount of mushrooms and what I'm doing. So if I'm like at home and or going out and gonna microdose, I'll have a drink or whatever and hang out. I've had like half an eighth and gone out drinking. But like if I'm like taking an eighth or something like that, I don't want fucking anything else.
Oh yeah, no. The eighth,
even a water is
that's an eighth of mushrooms and that's it. Some joints.
An eighth of mushrooms I got to do joints with because there's this weird thing of like I gotta know being stoned is my like anchor. You know what I mean? Where like as it goes through, you're like, oh my god, what? Oh, okay, I'm just high right now.
Right.
Okay, well, okay, whew.
Right. You got it. Like brings you back to base level.
Dude, last time I did mushrooms, we walked down Hollywood Boulevard with my friend, and we just stared at houses and trees. It was like the best walk.
Luckily, you probably fit right in.
100%. Oh, this is before I started getting crazy. But I remember we walked past 2 dudes smoking weed in front of I only assume was their Airbnb they were staying at because we rounded a corner so fast that they were like, ah. And then we were like, and then we were smoking weed and they were also smoking weed. It was like, oh, we're doing what you guys are doing.
Each other. That's classic.
And they like laughed hella hard because I was so shocked. I was just like, we're doing what you're doing. And they're like, oh, okay.
Weirdo.
Yeah. I fucking love mushrooms. It's been a minute.
Has it?
Yeah, it has, man.
You want to do some now? I have some.
Change that.
No.
Absolutely not.
That's the other part of the podcast.
I like dipping out. Yeah, I mean that's dude. This podcast, I'm supposed to hang out with my girlfriend's dad after this. That ain't happening.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna have to pick himself up from the airport. Yeah, no, dude. I love the shrooms, but I like to dip out when I do them. I like to go out the desert or something far away. I don't like doing them in the city.
No,
I can attach myself to
too many crazy things happen in the city.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You see too many crazy shit already that'll drive you crazy. Not on mushrooms. So when you see when you're on mushrooms, you're like, oh my god. Is that a homeless dude with a hubcap?
I also don't like to microdose. Like I like to go all in or nothing. I
like
to
to
wonder if I'm tripping. I want to know. I like to get so high on mushrooms that I miss my boredom. You ever just don't you just want to be bored again? It's like way too much. Like, oh my god,
this is so intense.
Get me back to the nothing. That I was dreading. At
that point, I just stare at my dog usually, and he knows.
Oh yeah,
he knows I'm fucked.
I tried mushrooms with my cat for the first time, and that guy's hilarious.
Let me tell you.
I mean, I was sitting there, I was in the bathtub, and I was like writing. I think I was hung up on a joke or something. I was really going deep into it.
Were you just sitting in the bathtub or were you naked in the tub?
I was taking a bath.
Oh, okay, cool.
I thought there was going to be an earthquake. No,
Wait, is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, it's like
it's a hurricane.
It's like Cerebral from X-Men. I could get into other people's consciousness. Yeah. No, I'm sitting there and I'm running down this rabbit hole of some I don't even know what I'm thinking. And I figure it out and I'm like, oh, that's going to be funny. And I look up at my cat and I swear to God, he looks at me like, oh, you're about to kill. That is going to work.
He's like, meow.
Yeah. He's like, dude, you crush it.
I got 2 new kittens. We rescued them. And I have been just I feel like I've fully turned into a cat dad.
Yeah.
They roughhouse with each other early in the morning. And one of them, they were screaming. And then I yelled at them. I was like, what do you guys do? I was you guys need to behave.
We saw how you were raised.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you need to behave. What do you guys acting like children? And I was like, I'm really yelling at cats.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like Mark Maron. This is crazy.
Yeah. Well, you really can't get through to a cat. I mean, you're kind of on the cat's schedule.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like it's up to them.
It really is.
You know?
5 a.m. every morning.
My
Well,
cat.
5 a.m. But you know, if you play with them a lot, they get better.
Yeah, I've been
So it's
I've been
about- yeah, you gotta
really
put in
into. Yeah, I've been really into just cuddling. Sometimes they're just like, I don't care that you're even here. And it really hurts my feelings. That's how I know I can't be a parent.
Oh yeah.
Because if my 13-year-old kid was like, "Fuck you, you're lame," I'd be like, "Oh."
Yeah.
To just bring me back to high school.
You're calling his friends for advice. Can you just talk to him? See what's wrong. Ask him.
Has he said anything about me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You ready to get into this?
Oh yeah, man.
Round 1.
JP, what are we smoking on? Go ahead and fire it up again. Just double tap.
Top.
No, so it's, there's a little button on the front. My bad. We should have walked other side. Yeah, should have walked you through this. My
By the
bad,
way,
dude.
we're going to clip that and send it to PUFFCO.
I'll never get a sponsorship that way.
In the first dab in this this dab is going to be a strain called Fatso. It's one of our favorites here. I'd say it's a mix of GMO and Legend OG.
I love GMO.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite companies.
Yeah. You're gonna taste a lot of the of that GMO, that garlic up front. I really like it because a lot of times it has this very savory kind of flavor to it, and it coats your mouth almost like a fatty oil would. Like
Sorry,
if you're
someone's
eating.
at the door.
Yeah. The door to get
It's that GMO, dog. So there should be a lot of that very savory taste up front.
Oh yeah.
GMO.
Man, isn't it kind of great to like smoke, like, especially now that, I mean, because Wolfie is like a huge stoner, but you also get to smoke like really good weed, but you also work at a nice dispensary, so you get to smoke, like, you're surrounded by good weed.
I've been surrounded by good weed before I even started smoking weed. My friends have always taken care of me.
That's always like, not a lot of people get to experience that, dog.
I really haven't had much experience with bad weed, to be honest with you.
Oh man, that is.
Well, I started smoking weed late in the game.
Yeah.
I was 25 by the time I
really?
started smoking weed. Yeah,
Dude, I
was
smoked
already a paid regular. I didn't smoke weed before that.
Wild.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's crazy to think that.
I survived the whole.
You went the whole
run
way
as
as
a
a door
door guy.
guy.
I lived with Sandy Danto, Tony Hinchcliffe, Dan Madonia.
And you didn't smoke weed until.
25, man.
Damn.
Yeah, and
What was
because
that? What was the situation?
Well, I broke my hand. Well, okay. I was hosting potluck one night, and I was also parking cars. I doubled down on. I think I was already posting cars, and the guy that was gonna host dropped out. And I'm, the game. You don't say no.
Yeah.
Just fucking okay. Yes, saying this shit.
Yeah, and you figure it out.
Yeah, and you figure it out. So I'm running, but it was the biggest mistake I made.
Oh,
'cause
absolutely.
Also, I'm dying up on stage. It's like one of those nights where it
'Cause you're
wasn't
like,
good. So I basically go up, take a beating, come down, move some paid regulars car.
Take another beating.
It just boom, beatings left and right. And I'm running to make it on time, running to the beating. And Benji calls me, and Benji's a dear friend, and it's like I really was hoping he'd be cool because I wanted to end it, and he was running late. And he's like, I'll be there by 9, and it's like 8:59, and I'm like, thank God Benji's not here. I could go, and he rolls in like right before the last guy, and he's like, I'm ready to go up, and he just had this entitled fucking, oh man, I snapped, dude, and I punched the wall, and I broke my hand. I was like 24 years old. On the back of the OR wall, it's cement. It looks cushioned because it's black.
It is cement.
It is cement, brother. And I got a boxer fracture, and then they put me on. Well, they had to re-break it to like fix it. They put pins in it, and they put me on oxycodone for the pain. And I'd never taken anything like that. And they actually, when I first broke, they tried to put me on. I was like, no, I fought through the pain all the way through. But after they put the needles in it, I could not. I needed something.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I took this stuff, and it changed my life.
Yeah, that shit. You're like, oh, this is why you're like, oh, I'll give up my whole life. I'll give up everything.
I
to
started.
fucking do this shit.
I started to change. I mean, I got way more chill. I remember actually Benji was like, dude,
so opioids change you for the better.
Yeah, Benji was like, dude, you're so much cooler now that you do heroin. I was like, damn, thanks, man. Yeah, I think it's my new thing.
Well, it's so funny you bring that because I've been in that situation. I've never been more angry than hosting potluck and someone coming up to ask if they could go up.
It's a bad spot to be put in, and at the time, I think I had fucking issues. Maybe I had some anger issues that I didn't know I had. You know what I mean? This is way before mushrooms.
By the way, that's a great time to really
I'm not even
figure it out.
smoking weed. Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, you find this shit out in your journey in stand up because it gets beaten the fuck out of you. Nobody does stand up an entire career without having a meltdown. That's insane. Publicly having a bad.
And if you have done it without a meltdown.
Oh, any day now, brother.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I can't wait to watch you.
It's gonna
fucking
be bad.
melt.
But so I'm taking oxycodone, and this is the first time. Let's try to loop it back. This is the first time I've altered my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I've never like gone there. I've been drunk, but I've never like. This is like a drug, you know. And it got to the point where my hand was better, and I had 5 more pills, and I couldn't wait. I mean, I had timed out when I would do it. I was so excited. Finally, I'm like, dude, I'm just doing this for the fun. So I got rid of the medicine, and but then I was like, fuck, I need something. And then Tony Hinchcliffe's like, dude, it's time, bro.
It's time.
It's time. And it was. And then, you know, that was like the greatest summer of my life. 25 years old, 2011. First time smoking weed. I feel like a kid again. Yeah. Then I started doing it on stage. That's a whole new experience, you know, because before that, I wouldn't even drink before I go on stage.
Dude, now I love getting ripped when I'm on stage.
Yeah, well, I went through that. I came and went through that phase. I can't. I won't.
You've seen me absolutely wrecked on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't think. I think it's like people are better when they're. For me personally.
Oh no, I can feel how I am when I'm not stoned, and it's like I'm like, yeah, I can really feel myself be on top of people and like bop, 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 bop. Like I can be that guy, you know
right?
What I mean? But there's this weird thing of like I love truly getting stoned and just kind of rest, like taking my time.
You know, I noticed that my stand up when I'm really being myself and I'm flowing in my voice,
it's so slow.
Well, but you know what though? There's like ingredients to your voice. Like we all have different things that make us funny, and when you're channeling that thing, you know. And one thing that I think can really be funny about me is I do bring a lot of angst. There's angst, and so I need it, you know. And I feel like when I smoke weed, it takes away my angst. Yeah. So it's like, ooh, I'm missing this important ingredient. Yeah. I could still have fun sometimes, and really, I heard Joe Rogan say one time, it's like sometimes you smoke weed on stage, you accidentally take a turn down Geniusville. Yeah. And it's true. Yeah. Like sometimes you're like, I am not this good. Yeah. But tonight, it's all the chemicals, I'm dialed in.
All that THC, baby.
Yeah, but dude, I started chasing that elephant, and then, you know.
That green elephant. Dog.
Yeah, the green elephant. But doesn't always work out that way. A lot more times than not, my fucking childhood bullies on stage in my head with me. Like, dude, that sucked. Oh, they hate you. Like, oh my God.
Hey Matt, what professional sport would pandas play?
Would pandas play?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I hate this kind of shit. Is this a joke?
No, this is the rest of the podcast.
This is the show.
We ask you a bunch of ridiculous questions.
Oh, no. You mean it's not about me?
No, it is too.
Wait, I don't want to talk about pandas. Do I get a say? Hey, man, you fucking need me right now. I could walk the fuck out as high as I need to be. This is, I'm not on your podcast. You're on my podcast. The fucking... This is the Mat Edgar experience. Ask away. I'm kidding. I love being a guest on. I'll play by the rules.
Thank you, Matt.
What a panda. You know, that kind of reminds me of Tekken, where like the panda, you could unlock him. So maybe MMA.
Straight up.
Actually, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I fucking hated that.
Because I gotta fight like bears, right?
I hated that character because that was the character that my cousins would always use to whoop my ass when they played.
Oh yeah, that bear can fucking.
God damn, I have so much fucking bad PTSD for that fucking.
He did that roll. He just roll into you over and over, and you couldn't do anything.
Yeah, who's your favorite Tekken character? Go ahead, think about it.
That's the only one I know.
I like the dramatic pause. Hey, I wouldn't appreciate an answer right up. I want you to really think.
Well. There was
I'm asking the questions now. Okay, you ask me some dumbass question. I'm asking you an even dumber question. Now we're talking Tekken. You're welcome. I was always a king guy.
Which? Oh,
It's
okay.
the Panther. The Panther, the Matador, right?
Yeah, the
yeah.
luchador.
Luchador,
Yeah, because he was like a luchador, and I like
Yeah.
wrestling. I got fucking Rey Mysterio shirt on right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He was the closest thing to Mysterio in Tekken.
Yeah. I liked the panda though. Because there was a different one.
Right, you could change the
You could change the color.
skins,
Yeah.
basically.
That was. I always liked the white one.
Oh, okay, you like the polar bear.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always a brown guy. But hey, we're all different, in God's eyes. Any other questions?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We got
You have this
8
written
more of
down.
them.
That's not
There's
fair.
probably like at least 8 more of them.
Yeah.
All right, fire away. It was a good podcast. So what you guys are doing?
Yes. That's how we get all the crazy clips.
I gotta go home, man.
That's so fucking funny.
Frank, what's a compliment that feels like an insult?
It's a compliment that feels like an insult. Whenever someone's like, whenever someone's just like, oh, are you buying smaller shirts? And I was just like, what? They're just like, you look like you lost weight. Are you buying smaller shirts? I'm like, nope, still the same shirt. Still the same shirt.
One for me, a compliment that's kind of an insult. Is that
Yeah.
When they're like, dude, you're so funny, Josh Wolf.
Do people convince you? Think you're other
It's happened
people?
a few times, and to me, I'm always like, I don't know the guy that well, but he's a handsome man. So it's like, well, thank you.
I was in a meeting for a place to shoot my podcast at. And when I was in a meeting with the guys that own the place, we were all like talking, and I was with my other bosses too. And the guy was like, I think I've heard of you. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you a comic? And I go, yeah, I am. And he's like, I know who you are. I have your picture on my table right now. Someone recommended you for a thing. And I go, are you sure it's not Jesus Trejo?
It was.
And the guy goes, no, absolutely. He's like, no, it's you. It's you definitely. And he goes, I was like, me and him look a lot alike. And he grabs the picture, the headshot, and he holds it up to everyone, and it's Jesus Trejo. And we all die laughing, right? And I don't give him anything. I go, yeah, that's Jesus Trejo. That's not me. And he goes, no, that's totally you. And he looks, and it's like he reads it, and he goes, oh. And I just let it sit. Because at that, it's the great thing of like, oh, it's not uncomfortable for me.
No, you're not racist.
Oh, this shit made me laugh so hard.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad I've never been in like direct competition with anyone, but
Well, I also don't think there really is like, I mean,
not to say that you guys are in competition, but if you're like
alike, yeah.
in a thing,
yeah.
You know
it's
what I
definitely
mean?
it's not our fault that they mix us up. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's whoever's picking. But he's one of those guys where like whenever I see him succeed, I'm like, fuck yeah, because that dude's like the big brother to me. He was the one who told me to move to LA.
Yeah. He's we started out together. And it's like when you know somebody's story way before the world does. Mm-hmm. Like I knew about his parents. I'd met his parents way before any success. And when he was actually sleeping on their hardwood floor.
Yeah.
I always thought that was fascinating. Like he slept on their hardwood floor, and then he'd get up and he'd garden and he'd and he'd take care of them. And then at night, that's when we see him. So all I know of this guy is just this one. It's like the iceberg thing.
Yeah.
So then when he started getting popular for that, I was like, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's a hardworking guy. He's the best.
This guy, I mean, talk about manifesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Heart of gold.
Yeah.
Huge dick, dog. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he does.
No, does he?
Yo, yeah.
No wonder he's so nice.
Actually,
So
funny enough, my mom grabbed it one time.
Really?
Yeah. In the car.
What? You about to get canceled? Or your mom's about to get canceled?
Well, no. I mean, she doesn't have a job, so. They get canceled from being canceled.
Yeah. They give her a job. She's like, fuck, I didn't want to go back to work.
Well, this lady seems cool. We should hire her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after a Pachanga gig. Because remember, my mom used to live in Lake Elsinore. I used to live in Lake Elsinore.
Yeah. Because I used to work in Pachanga too.
And it was just funny. It wasn't like she wasn't like trying to fuck him.
Of course not.
But it was like grab his dick, mom. We were drunk, and everyone was drunk. Grab
sounds like
it.
a fun ass mom.
And he's like, ah. And then Jesus, I mean, dude, like me and Jesus locked eyes with my mom's hand on his dick, and it was like we were brothers. For life.
Fucking for life, Holmes. Oh, that's hysterical.
Frank, which celebrity chef rolls the best blunt?
A sushi chef. So whichever celebrity chef happens to be a sushi chef, that guy. Iro dreams of sushi. That dude. I'm sure that guy could roll a fucking amazing blunt.
Like putting toppings on them and shit.
Just a little keef and shit.
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, if they're rolling sushi, they could definitely roll a blunt.
Monster blunt.
No doubt.
Until they cut it in like 12 small pieces, then you're like, fuck!
Everybody got a little dog walker. They all get the minis, the little baby Jeters. That's actually a sushi chef behind that.
You're smoking them. Your roach clips just chopsticks. Yeah, that's a little racist.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I actually smoked weed in Japan when I was there. Dude, they don't fuck around.
Ooh.
So you get weed from the same place that you get cocaine from, because weed's more illegal there than cocaine is.
Yeah.
And it's about coke prices. So coke's cheaper than weed.
Oh. Well, isn't that well, I don't know how much coke goes for. Well, that's cool. So Japan.
No, it's not cool. It was paying like, I paid like $90 for like a gram of weed.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because it's so illegal.
How's the weed?
Terrible. It's like our bad weed.
Really?
Here. Yeah.
Japanese do everything right.
Yeah, except that law. You go to like jail for 4 years. Like
Why are they
camp.
like that?
Just traditionalists.
Opiates, a lot of times. Like
Really?
the opium epidemic, like really swept through Asia and like ruined a lot of shit.
Yeah. So it's a lot
and
of
so
like
a lot of
So
like
they're just scared of drugs.
drugs in general.
They
culturally,
think drugs are.
Which is crazy because like
You're wrong, Japan. Get with the times. You guys are so in the future. What are we doing?
it's like common for people to like fall asleep drunk in the streets in Japan and then like wake up the next day and go to work in the same clothes.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's just like you're allowed to like sleep and like it's
yeah,
okay.
they're called the sleeping businessmen or something like that.
Yeah, aren't there like businessmen that just die? They work themselves to death.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So they're going through a baby shortage because everyone's overworked. They don't really know how to like have that kind of like face-to-face interaction with each other. It's all over like apps and stuff. Like when I was there at the bars, this chick was giving my friend like the eyes. He like walked over to her and was like, "Hey," and she was like, and, like pointed at her phone, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And then like walked away, and then our friend that was like our tour guide was like, "Yeah, there's like everyone just dates over apps. Like that's how you do everything." And there was an American girl I was talking to, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm dating a Japanese guy." It's like, you know, it's a bit of a language barrier, but like when we first went on a date, I thought he hated me until like the next day when he was texting me. He was like, "Oh, you're so amazing, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It's just such the personality is so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what's great about our American women is that what you see is what you get. Like, give me the crazy up front so I know.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a red flag? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Hey, dude, I say it all the time. Red flags are fucking hot.
Yeah.
They are sexy every time.
Yeah. Well,
I imagine a bikini made out of red flags.
you want to ask him the?
Yeah, we can do that one now.
Yeah.
Be an extra one.
Yeah. That brings us up to our next question. This is great.
What's something that's super trashy that you find really attractive?
Something that's what?
Super trashy that you find really attractive.
So JP said this earlier, and it made me change what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. He was like, girls that do chewing tobacco and do like spit, where it's like it's gross, but there's something kind of like, damn, that bitch kind of hot. You know what I mean? It's like, ding, like that kind of shit. Like, ooh. Okay. That Midwest, like, oh yeah, you know, she fucking Russell's pigs and shit.
I love when my girlfriend stinks.
I get that. When my wife comes home from work, and I think it's got something to do with like pheromones.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
When I could just smell that fucking, I'm like, oh shit. Sometimes I just ask to smell her.
Take a shower, woman. That's my
No,
first.
no.
And then the look on your face.
I will get when she's like, I need a shower. I would fight it. Like I try to like, no, babe, you don't need to shower. Like, like she totally needs to shower.
Yeah.
She knows this.
My wife hates it when I smell. She does not like.
Same.
Well,
doesn't go both ways.
She goes BO's different. She's like, there's something like she was like, there's something different about like a sweaty guy. You know what I mean? But then there's something that's like a BO where it's like, oh, that's just armpit. She was like, ugh.
Right.
She made me put deodorant on when I was sleeping.
Nuts. I like the fucking.
Yeah. It was like hot at night and we were like sweating. She was like, hey man, you want to put some fucking deodorant on? I was like, what? She was like, it is bad. And I was like,
over there with baby wipes.
Man, I fucking take a hit of the pit. I don't even, and I go hard inhale, way harder than I hit this.
That's why you like the GMO so much.
Yeah, I'd be like taking a bong rip out of that thing. And I'm getting high because she smokes so much weed that it just fucking comes out. Spills out. I can fucking get wax if I just like, I could dab that shit. That's how much weed she smokes.
Oh my god! You're just putting fucking her BO in your oil diffuser.
Yeah, my PUFFCO.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Let's go to round
That's
2.
the end of round 1.
Round 2.
Now we got to power through these last 2 rounds.
All right, let's get through this shit.
Holy fuck, dude.
So we're just gonna condense. We're just gonna go straight through, and we'll just fire off these. God, this podcast is ridiculous. All right, double tap. This will be the last one we do. What are we smoking on, JP?
Oh, this one's going to be the Papaya Lotto. It's going to be Papayo and Gelato 33. The Papaya is going to be Jack Herrera and Skunk 1. So you're going to taste a little bit of like the Jack Herrera has a very similar, like kind of almost lemon citrusy taste to it, but it has a strong pine finish. And then Gelato is going to kind of be another very powerful flavor, and there's going to be almost like a sweet creaminess.
I love the thing your eyes do when you break this shit down. Like you kind of like they roll back like the Undertaker. Like you're coming in and out of consciousness. Like and it's like you're fucking. It's like you're giving me wine. Like
It is. Yeah,
I'm like spinning this thing. Like gotta test it out.
you know, you gotta air it.
Going to the spirit plane.
The tannins. Although it does taste great.
Should have some kind of light citrus and then a lot of that pine from the Jack, but then should have a very almost like sweet milk, like creaminess on the end from that gelato.
Nice. Yeah, so good.
I noticed on that one too, it kind of left that kind of piney lemon flavor in my mouth after, and like it almost made my mouth buzz a little bit, almost like tingle, like carbonation. It's very interesting.
No, I could see fucking Lake Arrowhead. I could see the Arrowhead bottle, the water, but I could see like, I'm camping, dude.
There, bro. Frank, what are the best 3 foods for self-defense? If someone's coming at you, the 3 foods you wish you had near you to defend yourself.
Frozen sausages, like links. You know what I mean? Those long ones. You know, you can just fucking. I feel like a frozen tomahawk steak, right? Because you got the bone, you can just fucking.
You just better be by a freezer.
I mean, you know, are they giving these to me? You know what I mean? What else? I feel like a frozen carrot could do some damage.
Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry, dude. I forgot what the fucking question was.
The 3 best foods for self-defense.
Like if you were going to use 3 kinds of foods for self-defense.
Well, chicken pot pie, because that's hot as shit. Smash that in their face, burn their fucking eyes off.
Yeah, I went cold. I didn't even think of hot.
Yeah, I'm burning this motherfucker.
Yeah, big.
Oh, you know, one of them's going to have to be like ribs, and I'll fucking stab them.
You gonna eat them first though? You're like,
yeah. And then some chicken fingers for after the guy's dead. That's for me. I'm killing myself with that.
What about fish bone? You can choke on this.
Oh, dude, yes.
You
that's
gotta
a
put
good
it in the
one.
dude's mouth. Here, eat this from here.
Yeah. What? I'm gonna serve him some fish. Dude, I love fish, but that is such a cock tease. I've accidentally ordered that a few times.
Fish bone?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, when you just have a fish, like when you get the whole fish and it's not, well, it's like, yeah, I mean, whatever. Sorry, Mr. fucking, Mr. Fish Lips over here. We're in your aquarium right now. Jesus.
I've never felt so hurtful when I
That whatever had like 18 wheels on it and was towing a trailer of ouch.
Yeah, every time I've ordered one of those, I've accidentally been, it was like at a nice place with like rich people where I should order something just easy, you know? And I end up just embarrassing myself over this fucking fish. Like, I'm like, it's really hard to eat.
Yeah.
You have to like be good
Peel
at
through it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would use that, poke their fucking eyes out with it. There's a lot of you. I could fucking think of some, that came very easy to me.
I'd say like peanuts. They're probably allergic to them.
Well, you gotta, that's a gamble. Because if they're not, they're just gonna get more protein.
Get more yoked.
They're gonna be even healthier. That's bad for you.
What, Matt, what wrestler from the Attitude Era would you want to be the head of your private security?
Attitude Era.
So yeah, in the
So I
full
gotta take
90s.
them at their prime?
Yeah, when they're going hard.
All right, this is an unorthodox one. Taz. When Taz came over, you guys know who Taz is?
Sounds familiar.
Taz was like, he was the ECW champion, which ECW is the organization that had no rules. It was like hardcore. He was just a bad motherfucker. His whole thing was he was this judo player that could just, he was a, they called him the human suplex machine. He had all these suplexes. And his finish was the Taz mission, which he'd just choke you out. Like your arms, it's totally a fake choke, but like it looks dope when he does it. He could choke out anyone and they slowly go. It's fucking dope. I could just see somebody coming at me and then like he would just come up behind him and just Taz mission them. And then I would fucking put him in the walls of Jericho. Which, because my favorite wrestler back then was fucking Chris Jericho from the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Jericho. Anyways. Sorry, I felt like that was an underwhelming answer.
No, that was a great answer. This is a great answer. That you perfectly
I think I got too real in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like I should have said Kurt Angle, which was my gut. Have an Olympian. Because you guys would know who I was talking about.
I'm not avid on. I'm
right. I know.
I was the guy. I always like
somebody out there watching is gonna be like Taz, good one.
Yeah.
I get it.
I used to get like body slammed all the time by my cousins who loved wrestling.
Yeah.
But you, Frank, who's running your security?
I don't know.
He doesn't know any Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what the Dudley Death Drop is?
So the Dudley Bros are the ones that I do remember.
Yeah. You remember their finisher?
I remember because I had the Game Boy game.
Okay.
I was very young.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like 6.
Well, I was going to say, because it's just basically this move. It takes two people. One guy lifts them from their legs up, and he's standing. And so now and he's basically going to go to his back. Like he's going to land on his back. So while this guy, he's like way further from the ground, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, the other guy comes up with a cutter, which is basically just like, if you remember like what Stone Cold or like Diamond Dallas Page does the diamond cutter. It's like you have him here, their head here, and you just land on your back basically. Mm-hmm. So that guy catches him like that as he's coming down. It's the Dudley Death Drop. It looks fucking dope. And a lot of times they'll incorporate a table in between. So the guy's going through a table. It's fucking dope tag team, a cutting edge, like pioneering move, right? There's these two dudes at my middle school that just used to do that to people. and it would come out of nowhere. You'll just be walking, whoa, no, and that dude would commit. They both commit 100% on the concrete, just fall back, and like, but you're not ready for it.
No.
It fucking sucks. But you'd see other people go through. You're like, that's a good one. They nailed it.
So anything you want to plug before we go?
You said it comes out on Wednesday. The
next Wednesday.
Was that the 4th?
Yeah.
Right. So the 5th, the next day, me and Rachel are doing a show at El Cid.
Okay.
So me, Rachel Wolfson, it's our show. Just come. We'll fucking be fun. We got some other guys coming out open for us that are funny people. So come on through. I don't know how much it costs. But if you come, it's going to be fun and worth it, and we'll smoke weed with you after.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Frank.
My pleasure.
Oh, see, catch me at Mat Edgar.
Hey.
At Mat Edgar on TikTok.
Thank you, JP. Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you, PUFFCO. Thank you, Punch. Have a good night, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Night, guys.